Okay, so teacher Kirsty told me that you guys were doing ratios, rate, and proportion in Tuesday's lesson. So she said I must pick up from where you guys left off on Tuesday. Okay, all right, let's start with the questions that we've got over here. We're just going to be practicing. So I want us to try the first 3 questions, please. I want us to try 5.1.1, 5.2, and 5.3. And once you've got answers for me, don't pop your answers in the chat. I want you guys to pop your favorite emoji in the chat for me. I'm going to put this one today. That's my favorite one. Hello, Umar. Umar, you're unmuted, but I can't hear a single thing.
Oh, ma'am.
Oh, hello. Here we are.
I know the answer for 5.1.1. Can I give it?
Not yet. Not yet. We're going to give everybody a chance to do all the other. We need to do all the questions. Okay. And then I'll give you a chance to give us the first 3. You can give us the answers for the first 3. Can you do that? Cool. Hello, Shadi. Hello, Itandile. Is that a question or do you want to answer one of the questions?
Ma'am, good morning, good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, I just want to answer the question, sorry.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I'm going to put you guys in a line because Umar is right above you. So I'm going to ask Umar to do the first 3 and then you can do the last 2. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Don't put your hand down. Okay. Keep your hand up and then we'll chat when everybody else is caught up. Okay. I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes and then we're going to chat. All right, peeps, shall we discuss the answers? Are we ready? All right, Uma, are you ready? Do you want to take the first three for me, please?
Hello, ma'am.
Okay.
So for 5.1.1, I got 35 because 10 times 5 would give you 50, and what you do to the bottom, you must do to the top.
Exactly, good. So if I times by 5 at the bottom, I must also times by 5 at the top. Absolutely. So that gives me 35.
35.
All done. All right, good. Let's do 5.1.2.
6. So it is 54 divided by 6, and you get 9.
So technically we're dividing by 9 over there. So what must we do down here?
It's going to be 72 divided by 9.
That's it. Good. 72 divided by 9 would give us
8.
8. Excellent. Good. So the answer there is 8. All right. You want to do 5.1.3 for me?
Yes.
Cool. Let's go. Okay. So we need to figure out
80 divided by 4 is 20.
Good.
And
So
1 times 20 is 20.
Good. But over here, we've actually got 2x. Right. So how are we going to get rid of that 2x part over there?
So x would have to be, it's going to be 10. But
Yes,
x have to
absolutely.
be
It
changed
must be
into
10,
10.
right? Because if we have 20 up here and they've given us 2x over there, 2 times what is going to give us 20? 2 times 10,
10.
right? Good. So the answer we're looking for here is that x is equal to 10. Well done. Excellent work. All right. What about over here? Can you figure out 5.1.4 for me?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
70 divided by 7 is 10. And
Good. So
2,5
10.
times by 10 is 25.
Beautiful. Good. So the answer I'm looking for over here, B is equal to 25. Well done, Uma. Just excellent work. Nicely done. Sure. Okay. So I like how you know how to interchange the multiply and the divide. It's very important that we know how to do that. Okay, because they actually are inverses of each other. So we need to be able to use those in the question. All right, Itandile, do you want to do the next 2 questions for me, my darling?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, excellent. Let's look at 5.2. Okay, it says, Zanoop covers a total of 28 kilometers by riding on her granny's to her granny's house 4 times. How far will she ride altogether if she visits her granny a total of 9 times? Right, so we need to set up a ratio, right? Or a rate in this case, right? I know that for every 28 kilometers, she drives to her granny's house 4 times. So if I want to figure out how many kilometers she'll drive or she'll move if she has to drive 9 times, she has to ride 9 times, how are we going to figure that out? What do you think we're going to do?
Ma'am, what I did was I times. So, ma'am, when I timed, basically, I couldn't divide. So I times. And I said 4 times 9. And that got me 36.
Okay.
Then well, on the other side, I couldn't say anything. So I just said 28 times 36.
Okay, all right. But that's not going to help us because what we actually have to do, my darling, is we need to divide up and then multiply that way. Okay, and that's a bit more of a complicated way to go about it. So let's maybe think about it this way. Okay, all right. If I know, let me just move this thing over here. Itandile, you're still there, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if I know that it takes me 28 kilometers to travel 4 times, how much time will it take me, or how many kilometers will it take me to travel to my granny's house once? How do we figure that out? How did we get from 4 to 1?
We divide by 4.
Correct, we divide by 4. So we're going to divide by 4 on this side, and whatever we do to the left-hand side or to the right, we're going to do to the left-hand side as well. Okay, so divide by 4 over here for me and tell me what we get. What is 28 divided by 4?
28 divided by 4 is 7
Good, it's 7 what? What are we measuring in on this?
kilometers.
Good, it's 7 kilometers. So when I go to my granny's house, it takes me 7 kilometers to go there one time. Right, good. So now I have to figure out if it takes me 7 kilometers to go there one time, how long will it take me to go 9 times? How did I get from 1 to 9?
You times by 9.
I times by 9. Good. So, and I keep messing this up. I need to move this over a little bit. Okay, there we go. Good. So I'm going to times by 9 on this side. And what I do on the right-hand side, I'm going to do on the left-hand side as well. Okay, so that means I need to take 7 and times it by 9. How much does that give me?
63.
63 kilometers. Good. So if I want to go to my granny's house 9 times, that'll take me 63 kilometers. That's how long I'll have to ride. Okay, am I making sense? Are we
Yes,
good?
ma'am. Yes,
Excellent. Okay, do we want to try the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's try 5.3. Okay, so it says 1 loaf of bread can give 20 sandwiches. How many loaves of bread will be needed for 30 people if they each eat 4 sandwiches? So okay. Let's think about this one a little bit more. Okay, let's use some logic. Where do you think we're going to start?
Ma'am, I'm going to start by saying we're going to make it into a ratio. When we say 1 loaf of bread is 40 sandwich, it makes 40 sandwiches. And
Okay.
how I did that, under 4 sandwiches, I wrote, under 20 sandwiches, I wrote 40. I wrote 4, sorry. And then while I did this, to make it smaller, I said, how did I make it smaller? I said 20 divided by 5, which gave me 4. And then this side, I said 1 times 5. I said 1 divided by 5, which was equal to 5 loaves.
Okay, so you're saying we would need 5 loaves for 30 people.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Okay, I think you lost me somewhere in your in your calculations, and I'm trying to keep up with you, but I feel like I got lost somewhere. Okay, so let me see if if I'm understanding. Right, so it says here, if 1 loaf of bread will give us 20 sandwiches, right? How many loaves of bread will be needed for 30 people if they each eat 4 sandwiches? Okay, so maybe let's start with this part of the question. Let's start with the 30 people who each eat 4 sandwiches. So if I have 30 people and each of them eats 4 sandwiches, how many sandwiches do I have altogether?
I have...
If 30 people each get 4 sandwiches, how would I work that out?
You say 30 divided by 4.
Divided by 4, that would mean that there's only 30 sandwiches. No, but there's not. There's more sandwiches for each person, right? Everyone gets 4. So instead of dividing, what would I have to do?
Times.
I must times, yes, absolutely. Right, times by?
4.
Good, we're going to times by 4. And that tells me that for these 30 people, to feed all of them, I need to make how many sandwiches?
120.
Good, I need to make 120 sandwiches. Okay. Good. So now I can then compare 120 sandwiches to how many loaves and sandwiches we would get, right? So now I know that I need to make 120 sandwiches. So how many loaves of bread is that? How did I get from 20 sandwiches to 120 sandwiches? What did I multiply by?
You multiplied by 6.
By 6, yes. 20 times 6 will give us 120, right? And what I do on the right-hand side, where else do I need to do it?
I do it on the left-hand side.
Correct. I must do it on the left-hand side as well. So this would be times 6. So how many loaves do we actually need for 120 sandwiches?
6.
6 loaves. Okay. I know it's kind of complicated, especially these kind of questions, because you need to do 3 things at the same time. So we're going to practice a little bit more. Okay, my darling. Okay. I know this one was quite difficult. I'll tell you that. Even me, I had to think about it for a little bit. And I see Umar saying, can you do 5.6? I wonder if anybody else would like to try 5.4, 5.5, and 5. Oh yeah, well, Umar, if you want to do 5.6, that's fine. Does anybody want to try 5.4 and 5.5? And then we'll give Umar 5.6 because he would like to do that one again. Okay. Any volunteers? Itandile, Emisha. Okay, let's ask Emisha, do you want to do 5.4, my darling?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I just wanted to do number 5.5.
5.5. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask you to not put your hand down, but I do need somebody to do 5.4 for me. Does anybody want to give it a try? You don't have to get it right. You just need to try it. That's the important part. Okay, is it because there's a comma 20 in it that nobody wants, like there's a comma 80 somewhere there, and nobody wants to try it because there's a oh, Uma knows the answer. Okay, I want to see if there's anybody else who wants to try it. Nobody? Okay, all right. I'll do this one because I feel like everybody's just kind of like, yo, ma'am, comma 80 is a lot. Okay, but it's fine. We're going to figure it out. All right, so 5.4. Okay, it says here 12 chicken pieces cost 82 Rand 80 cents. How much will 25 pieces cost? So we're going to do this question kind of like the way we did 5.2. Okay, so we're going to go 12 pieces. Itandile, do you want to do it? Sure. All right. All right, my darling.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am,
Okay.
I did it the same way as I did 5.3.
Okay, tell me.
So I said 12 pieces of chicken,
Mm-hmm.
83 Rand and comma 80 cents. And then I said at the
Good.
bottom of 12, I said 25 pieces of chicken. So, ma'am,
Okay.
I was lost a bit, but then I was
Mm-hmm.
able to say, but then I didn't use the method that we're supposed to use when you're doing ratio. I just said 83 times 25. 82,80 cents. I just said times 25.
Oh, no, my darling, but that's not going to work. Okay, remember, because when we're doing ratio, we need to follow the rule of ratios. Okay, so we can't decide that we're going to cross multiply because this is basically what you did. You did that. Okay, so you compared 25 pieces to 82 Rand 80, and that's not going to work because that's chickens and money. We can't put those two things together. Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to just follow the actual steps to get to the answer. All right. The best way I can connect 12 pieces and 25 pieces is to figure out how much one piece costs. Okay. That's going to help me. Right. So if 12 pieces cost 82 Rand 80, how much does one piece cost? Guys, help me out in the chat. What do we think, Itandile? How did I get from 12 pieces to one piece?
Oh no, I divided by 12.
Good, we divide by 12. Good, so if I divide by 12 on this side, I must also divide by 12 on that side. Right, so I need to now figure out what 82,80 divided by 12 is. Can you figure that out for me, please?
It's 6,9.
6,9. Okay, so this tells me that one piece of chicken is 6 Rand and 90 cents. Right, good. So I now know what one piece of chicken is. How do I figure out how do I get from one piece to 25 pieces? What did I multiply by?
I multiplied by 25.
Good, I multiplied by 25. And what I do on this side, I must also do on that side. So to figure out how much 25 pieces would cost, I'll take 6 rand and 90 cents and divide it or multiply it by 25. Find me an answer for me,
It's
please.
172 rand, 5 cents.
172 rand and 50 cents. Okay, we must add the 0 because it's cents. We need 2 decimals. Okay, good try. Thank you very much, my darling. Well done.
Pleasure.
Okay, Emitle, do you want to try 5.5 for me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, take it away.
So what I did was I said 6 plus 5 plus 4 is equal to 50.
Good. It's a sharing question. Good. So we're going to go 6 plus 5 plus 4 is equal to
15, ma'am.
15. Are we sure it's 15? Oh, yes, it is 15. Yes, absolutely. It's 15. Sorry. Yeah, continue. Okay.
And then afterwards, I divided 7,500 by 15. And I
Good.
got
7,500. Oh, that's one too many zeros. There we go. 7,500 divided by 15 is equal to
500, ma'am.
500. Good. Okay, good. So now we need to go and share this 500 because that's only equal to one part. We need to share it amongst these 3 people. Okay, so how do we figure that out?
And so then afterwards, ma'am, I multiplied. So I said 4 times 500 equals
Good. 4
2,000.
times 500.
And then I said 5 times 500 equals 2,500.
Good.
And then for number 6, I said 6 times 500 equals 3,000.
Good. Beautiful work. Okay, good. Now what do we do with these numbers? We're great. It's great. We've shared it, but this isn't actually the final answer because what we need to do is take these numbers and write them in a ratio form. Okay, same way that they gave us 654, we need to write these numbers in the same form. Okay,
So it's going to be 2,000.
No, remember, you need to start with the one that they gave you. Okay, so the way in which ratios are written is the way that we read them. So they started with the 6, and then the 5, and then the 4. So these ratios of ours also need to start with these numbers. Okay.
It's going to be 4 to 5 to 6.
Not in this case. Remember, they gave us 6 to 5 to 4. So we need to write these numbers in the opposite direction, 6 to 5 to 4. But the new numbers that we got for 6.
3,000 to 2,000.
Good. We're going to start with 3,000. Good. And then is to
2,500.
good. Is to 2,500 is to
2,000.
beautifully said, my darling. Well done. That's it. 100% correct. Sure, and that was a long process. Well done. You got every single step correct. Mwah. Nice work. Very nicely done. Okay. Sure, well done, Emihle. Okay, Uma, are you ready for 5.6? I'm gonna carve out some space for 5. Yeah. Okay. So this is a scale question, but it actually is a ratio question as well. Okay, so it says here, a map is drawn to a scale of 1 is to 25,000. On the map, a road measures 3 centimeters. How long in meters is the road? Okay. So
Ma'am,
we've
this is
got-
more of a geography question.
it is actually a geography question, correct?
So if 1 centimeter equals 25,000, then you times 25,000 by 3.
Okay, good. So remember, it's not that we're doing it on both sides, right? So we're multiplying by 3 here, and we're timesing by 3 on the side. Okay, so this gives me 3 centimeters is to
75,000.
75,000 what? What are we measuring by on this side?
Kilometers.
Oh, not in kilometers.
Meters, sorry.
Okay, we want the answer in meters, but over here, tell me, we've said that this side is 1 centimeter. What is 25,000? What is the unit of measurement over here?
Meters.
It's not going to be meters, my darling. It's going to be centimeters. All right. So here's the thing about scales. Okay, if they give you a scale this big, if you decide that this side is centimeters, then this side is also going to be centimeters. Okay, and that's how maps work. So if this side is centimeters, that other side is also centimeters. So what they're going to ask you to do is, now that you've told us that this is 3 centimeters and 3 centimeters is to 75,000 meters, they want you to take this 75,000 and convert it into meters. That's what they
Yes.
want you to do. Okay, so how do we do that?
So you have to find out how many centimeters is equals to 1 meter.
Good. How many centimeters is equal to 1 meter? Are we not sure?
100.
Somebody help me out.
100,
Who
yeah.
knows? How many meters, how many centimeters in 1 meter, guys?
100 centimeters.
Correct. It's 100 centimeters. Well done. Okay, it's 100 centimeters. Good. So if I have 75,000 centimeters, how many meters is that? Well done, Shadi. Correct.
75. 750,000. 750,000.
Okay, but we can't
700.
multiply. We can't multiply because between centimeters and meters, meters is bigger. So it should get smaller. So instead of multiplying, we need to
Divide.
divide by 100. Correct. Divide by 100 and
700. That means it's 750 meters.
It is 750 meters, correct. Okay, 750 meters. If you're confused on how to do it, you can just take this many. If there are 2 zeros over here, we also cancel 2 zeros over there. And the answer is 750. Okay, so that's the answer they're looking for in meters. All right, well done, Umar. I'm loving the spirit. Always ready to give answers and work. Thanks. Thanks a lot. All right, I just want to ask before we continue, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being your ma'am, I need all the help in the world, and 10 being I'm okay, I can answer these questions myself. Tell me, how are we feeling, guys? How are we doing? If you're a 10, that means that you're really, really good at this stuff and you don't really need my help. But if you're a 1, you're just like, no, hold my hand until the end. So I'm seeing, okay, Umar is very, very confident. That's good. Liaho, being at a 7 is good because at a 7, all that means is that you still need some practice. And if you just practice, you'll get better at it. Itandile at a 5, we need to talk. You and I need to talk. Zach, you too. Yes, I'm going to see if Teacher Kirsty has a brain break in here. I don't think she does, guys. She doesn't have one. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me see if I can find us a very quick brain break. Okay. Oh, I think I know where to find one. Let me see. Ah, okay. Here's a nice exercise. Let's see if you guys can do this. Okay, I'm going to explain to you guys how we play this game. These are called rebus puzzles. I want to see if anybody's ever seen them before. Oh no, how do I make this thing bigger? Okay, there we go. Has anybody ever seen this before? This is called a rebus puzzle. No. No, okay. I'm going to explain. Let me show you. Let me kind of explain to you what rebus puzzles do. Okay. So rebus puzzles are actually, they are phrases that we're very familiar with, but they're actually in art form. So they've taken the words actually and they've made it into like a game that we can play. So whatever they've written in a way that it makes a phrase. I'll give you an example. If you look at this first one, do you see how there are 4 ones? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you see how there are 4 ones there? So for this one, because my life is, there's my life in between, this is actually saying there are 4 ones in my life. Like the phrase that we say all the time, for once in my life. Okay, like that. Okay, I'll give you another example. This one, there are 4 get it's. So this is actually forget it. Forget it. Because there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Okay, so this is forget it, like the word forget it. Okay, does it make sense? Are you seeing how they work? I know, right? It's really cool. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out this one over here. This one is quite difficult. I'll give you guys that. Okay, this last one. Uma's like, where? Okay, I'll give you guys a hint. Let me give you guys a hint. It goes, try to. Oh, there we go. That's it, Itandile. Absolutely. Okay, I'll explain it. Let me explain it. She's correct. It is try to understand, right? Do you see it? So it's try, the word try, and then to is underneath stand. So try to understand. Okay, and that makes try to understand. Okay, how cool is that? Okay, do you want to try some more? Let's try a couple more. Okay. It's okay, Uma, it's okay. I know, it's really cool, hey? Let me see if I can zoom into this one and then take a screenshot. All right, here we go. Here's another batch that we can try. Okay. Okay. Let me move over to the side so I'm not disturbing Teacher Christie's work there. Okay, here's 3 more. It's called a rebus puzzle. It's called a rebus puzzle. Here, I'll write it here. Rebus puzzle. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out these 3. Let's start with this one. The first one is quite easy, actually. Number 1 over here. Is the travel under? I don't know about under, Emihle. Let's try again. You're almost there, though. Liacho, you're almost there. Yes, travel overseas. That's it, Guyanda. Correct. It's travel. Travel is overseas. So travel overseas. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, and absolutely, like travel across the 7 seas could also work because they've given us 7 seas. So yes, you could say travel across the 7 seas. So that's yeah, we could say that as well. So that's pretty cool. Okay, what about number 2? What are we thinking about number 2? Yeah, that one was easy. This one was pretty easy. I'll give you that. Well done, Kuyanda. This one was quite easy, right? It's break fast because fast is broken, right? So it's break fast. Breakfast. Okay. What about number 3 over here? What are we thinking about this one? Yeah, Shadi, nice and easy. Downtown. Yeah. Okay, and these are called rebus puzzles. They're actually very fun. You can find quite a lot of them online and you can try them out. Okay. All right. Can we do a little bit of a stretch? Guys, I really need to stretch. I feel like I've been sitting forever and ever. So I'm going to quickly stretch and you guys can stretch as well. And then we'll get back into the lesson. Yo. Oh. Okay. All right, guys. Cool. Are we ready? Game faces on. Give me a thumbs up. Are we ready to go? Give me a thumbs up. I'll be ready. Let's go. Thank you, Emiche. Good. Thank you, Shadi. Excellent work, Zach. All right. Okay, let's start. I'm pretty sure I skipped a section. I need to go back. All right. Let us look at these questions here. All right, so we are going to try a fire round where we're going to try and finish question 1 as quickly as we possibly can. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 12 questions. I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to give you guys 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Okay, you've only got 6 minutes to do. That means you need to do 1 question in 30 seconds. All right, the instruction says, hold on, Uma. After you've done all 12, I want you to put your favorite emoji in the chat. So the question says, give these ratios in simplest form. You guys have 6 minutes. Ready? Go. It's all good. Shadi's already finished with 3 minutes to spare. Itandile, is that a question, my dear, or? Or are we just done? Do we want to answer a question? Itandile?
Ma'am,
Hi, my darling. What's up?
ma'am, I just want to answer.
Okay, all right. We're going to wait for everyone to finish and then we'll do that. Okay. We'll wait it out. There's about 1.5 minutes left. One more minute. Emiche, it's because most people are on holiday. And some people go away to places where there's no Wi-Fi. Those kinds of things. Nice emoji. I like it. All right, that's time, peeps. Okay. Oh, you're going somewhere. You need to tell us where in just a little bit. All right, Itandila, are you ready? Okay,
Yes,
Uma,
ma'am.
we're going to circle back to your question, or to your statement rather. Okay, Itandila, do you want to start off with the first four? So A, B, C, and D for me. Okay, we're writing them in the simplest form. So
ma'am.
what did we get for 60,
18? We just give the simplest form and then we finished,
Mhm.
or should we cut? Okay, it's 3 and 4.
Good, 3 is to 4. Excellent.
3
Okay,
is
what
4.
about B?
2 is to 3.
Good, 3. And C?
3 is to 1.
3 is to 1. Excellent. And D?
D is 4 is to 5.
4 is to 5. Beautifully done. Do you want to keep going? You want to
Yes,
give me
ma'am.
2 more? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
let's. All right, give me E.
5 is to 1.
It is to 1. Beautiful. Let's go.
1 is to 8.
1 is to 8. Beautifully done. Well done, my darling. Okay, I'm going to give you those first 6. And then I want to see if anybody else wants to finish off the last 6. Or are we all okay with Itandile finishing them all off? I'm going to give everybody 3 seconds to vote. 1. Okay, there we go. We've got Emiche who wants to finish them off. Itandile, are you okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Well done, my darling. By the way, you didn't miss a single one. Just beautiful work. Well done. Mwah. Nicely done. All right, Emiche, do you want to finish off? Finish off the rest of them for me, please, my darling.
So number G is 3 is to 5.
3 to 1. Good. Keep going.
And then H is 6 is to 1.
6 is to 1. Good.
Number 9, sorry. Number I,
Mm-hmm.
3 is to 8. And then number
Is?
J,
Tell me what I is again.
3 is to 8.
Sure. I don't know how we got 3 is to 8.
Wait. 3 is to 3 is to 7. Sorry. Wait, no.
3 is to 7. No, my darling. We'd have to divide by 7, both of them. So we'd have to divide by 7, divide by 7. So this is actually going to be 1 is to 1 is to 3. And I know you didn't do that purposefully. Sometimes it just happens. Our brains just have like a little bit of a, and we forget what we're doing. But you're definitely doing the right things. We've just lost a silly mark. We call it a silly mark. All right. Give me J.
3:2.
3:2, good. And what about K?
3:4.
3:4, beautiful. And the last one?
9:10.
9:10. Beautifully done, my darling. Well done. Well done, guys. Okay, tell me, how much did we get out of 12? Okay, these were 12 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Tell me in the chat, guys, how did you do? Well done, Refilwe. Beautiful work. Nice, Itandile. Oh my goodness, Shadi, are we okay with where we didn't quite get them? Okay, if you need me to help you with any of them, please let me know, my darling. Okay, so we don't leave you behind. Okay, sometimes, guys, when we get 11 out of something out of 12, or we get 9 out of 10, it just sometimes means that our brain just had a little bit of a moment. Okay. All right, that's good, Zach. I'm glad you're with us. Okay. Good stuff. Guys, remember, you can ask any question you want. Okay, no question is too small. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and roll with it. All right, let's look at question 2 over here. It says, in an orchard of 100 trees, there are only cherry trees and plum trees. If there are 30 plum trees, what is the ratio of cherry trees and plum trees? Okay, so I want us to try these two questions, number 2A and B. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes because it's only 2 questions. Okay, and then pop whatever emoji you would like in the chat. Shadi, we are solving question 2A and B, the one on the screen. All right, can we have a look at these answers? Are we ready, guys? Okay, so this one is a really, really easy question. I think I gave you guys a little bit too much time here. Okay, because it's quite easy. All right, it says here, in an orchard of 100 trees, there are only cherry trees and plum trees. So they've already kind of given away the answer to this question, right? So in A, they say, if there are 30 plum trees, what is the ratio of cherry and plum? Now, remember, guys, when we talk about ratios, the order in which the sentence is written is the order in which our ratio needs to be written. All right, so over here, they want the ratio of cherry trees to plum trees. Now, we already know what the plum trees are. There are 30 of them. And if there are only 100 trees in the orchard, how many cherry trees does that give me? I know that there are 30 here. How many cherry trees do I get, Itandile? Okay, Itandile is not unmuting, but I'm going to go with everyone in the chat. You guys are 100% correct. It's 70. Good. So I know that there are 70 cherry trees to 30 plum trees. Now, because my sentence is written in that order, because it says cherry and then plum, I can't decide to now write my ratio 30 is to 70. This is wrong. I can't do that. I must write it in the order that they gave it to me in the actual question. So they want the ratio of cherry trees first and then plum trees. So I must rewrite this as 70 is to 30, but this is not its simplified form. How can I get this in its simplified form? What would I do here? Itandile, you're unmuted. Do you want to give me an answer?
Ma'am, we will simplify it and then it will be 7 is to 3.
Beautiful. It's going to be 7 is to 3. What we're going to do is we're just going to divide by 10 on both sides. Okay, well done. Excellent. So our simplified ratio will be 7 is to 3. Absolutely, Shadi, you're 100% correct. Okay, let's look at question B here. It says, if there are 75 cherry trees, what is the ratio of plum trees to the number of trees in the orchard? Now, this number of trees in the orchard means the total number. What is the total number of trees in the orchard, guys? Good, Shadi, absolutely. It's 100. So I know that my ratio must involve all the trees in the orchard. And then it says here, if there are 75 cherry trees, that doesn't tell me anything about the plum trees. How many plum trees are there if there are 75 cherry trees? Good, Leacho, absolutely. There are 25 plum trees. And that's the ratio they want. They want the ratio of plum trees is to all the trees in the orchard. So my ratio is then going to be 25 is to 100. But this, again, is not in my simplified form. So I still need to put it in its simplified form. What would I need to do to get it into its simple? Woo! The English airtime is running out. Okay, what would I have to do to get it in its simplest form? Who's got an idea for me? I see some people typing. I'm going to wait. I would have to divide both sides. Correct, Zach. Yes, your answer is correct. Okay, so the answer is actually 1 is to 4. But what we've done here is we've divided by 25 on each side. Divide by 25, divide by 25. Now, it wouldn't be a problem even if you decided to divide by 5. So if we decided to do this, instead of dividing by 25, if we divide by 5, correct, Itandile, you can do that. So if we divide by 5 on both sides, I'm going to get 5 is to 20. And then I'm going to see from here that it's still not in its simplified form. I have to divide by 5 again. So I would then have to divide by 5, divide by 5. And then I would still end up at the same answer. I would still end up at 1 is to 4. Okay. So it would give you the same answer. If you can see, if you see the leap and you can divide by 25, go ahead and divide by 25. But if you don't see it, that's fine. You can take the long way around as well. You're still going to get your marks. They won't cheat you. You will still get your marks. All right. Okay.